A few years ago, I put out an album called The Heavens, the Atheist Gospel Trombone Album. And it was an album that I created myself, overdubbing in my home studio, about 6 trombones, 2 sousaphones, and a baritone horn. So I kind of created like a one-man band. And the album was a reflection of my love for gospel music, but it was also sort of explored my own personal faith or lack of faith. But I try to do it in a respectful way because I really think gospel music is some of the greatest music ever. And it's a lot of fun. It's a short record, but a lot of different styles of gospel are explored. And I also got a chance to play with that band live in New York and in Philadelphia with other people, not just myself. I work as an arranger for the Kronos Quartet, string quartet. I've been working with them for, I think it's been 8 years now, and I've created probably about 75 arrangements for them of music from all over the world. I've gotten to travel with them and work with musicians from Mali, from Azerbaijan, Ethiopia, China, Korea. It's been a very special experience and always challenges me because they always come to me with something that I know nothing about, but it blows my mind, and that's always fun as a musician to have that experience. I was playing in a band called Slavic Soul Party, which does Balkan brass band music, and I was doing a lot of arranging for them and transcribing of Balkan music, and we did a double bill with the Kronos Quartet at Prospect Park. And I got to talking with David, the violinist, about Balkan music because they had worked with some Romanian musicians and about the challenges of transcribing that music. And a few weeks later, he sent me a note and he's like, we have this piece from Iraq. Would you be interested in transcribing it? And it was incredibly difficult to transcribe, but I did my best and they liked what I did, and I kept working with them after that. I have a new band. It's called Olde, Yeolde, and it's a band that features myself on trombone, 3 guitar players, Mary Halverson, Jonathan Goldberger, and Brandon Seabrook, and Vinny Spraza on the drums. And since I had 3 guitar players, I decided that this band has got to be a heavy metal band, and we've got to have a ridiculous concept album with a story. Just like back in the 60s and 70s, all the prog bands would have a story where the band itself goes on some sort of fabulous adventure. So I came up with an absurd story about the band traveling through medieval Brooklyn. I play sousaphone in a band called Banda de los Muertos. It's a very unusual band for the jazz world, but it's a traditional Mexican banda, which is a Mexican brass band. I co-lead the band with Oscar Noriega. Oscar is a Mexican-American from Tucson, so he grew up knowing that music, but for me, I discovered that music about 10 years ago and got really obsessed with it, and we both realized that there were no bands of that kind in Brooklyn. So we started the first band to play Mexican banda in Brooklyn. There are a lot on the West Coast and all over the Midwest, but just started in Brooklyn. Now there's a few others in Brooklyn after us. So we have a record coming out in September, and it's also a lot of fun. It's party music. We do waltzes and polkas, and we put our own spin on traditional Mexican brass band music. Jacob Garchik.